Hello there. If you'll allow me to, in this video, I'm going to show you how to read the way the ball is spinning and what's going to happen once the ball hits the court. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you a bonus tip on how to use what you've learned in this video to quiet your mind and play better pickleball. My name is Tony Roig. Coaching players just like you is exactly what we do at Better Pickleball. If you haven't yet subscribed to our email list, go to betterpickleball.com. I'll put a link below and up here. Join our email list. Make sure you get a newsletter. You'll get tips just like this, actionable and relevant to your game. All right, let's start by looking at the ball. This is an outdoor X40 ball. If you already know this, great. If you don't know this, you're going to learn something. 40 means it has 40 holes. Balls for outdoor play have 40 holes. Oftentimes they have different locations on the ball. They're not symmetrical on the ball. That's for aerodynamics. Sometimes you have little holes and bigger holes. Indoor balls, by comparison, have 26 holes and they're bigger. But we're going to be using the holes on this Franklin X40. You can do the same on any other ball in order to read the type of ball that is coming our way. I'll be spinning the ball in different directions. I'll be speaking about it from your perspective. So when I go like this with the ball, that will be a topspin ball because the holes are spinning toward you. Speaking of topspin, let's start there. When you see a ball that is spinning in this direction, meaning that the holes are coming end over end toward you, what that indicates to you is you have a ball that has topspin heading toward you. When that ball bounces on the court, that spin is going to cause that ball to kick toward you. So generally speaking, if you see a ball coming with a lot of topspin on it, expect that ball to kick up and into you. You're seeing more third shots being hit with that sort of spin. So if you're up at the non-volley zone line, and you get a third shot coming your way and it looks like this, expect that ball to kick toward you. What you need to be aware of is if you take that ball off the hop or don't let it sit up, what can happen is it can come off your paddle too hard, resulting in a pop-up fourth and a put-away fifth. So if you're having that trouble, consider looking at the ball having topspin and pulling further away from it or farther away from it so that you can control your next shot coming across. The opposite of a topspin is this spin. So now the ball is spinning with the bottom of the ball coming toward you, these holes coming toward you. That is an underspin or cut shot. What's going to happen there is if it's hit hard and low with this spin on it, it will stay low on the court. It won't kick up, so it'll stay really low and compact next to the court. You're going to have to bring your paddle down further. The other thing that can happen is if it's floating a little bit, like a high return of serve that has some backspin or underspin on it, like this, when it hits the court, it'll basically hold up, right? Like it has brakes on it. You're going to want to make sure that you're closer to that ball so that you can hit the ball correctly without having to reach away from you. Same thing on dinks. If you see a dink coming across or a third shot coming across with this type of spin on it, what's going to happen is that it's going to sit up, it's going to hold up. So you're going to basically have to get closer to that ball in order to make sure that you hit it cleanly. One tip, whenever you're dealing with a lot of spins, whether it's topspin, side spin, underspin, any kind of spin, the shorter your backswing on the shot, the better you'll be able to react to the ball based on where it goes. If you have a really big backswing, you brought your paddle back really far, it's going to be more difficult for you to get that paddle onto the ball in time. So shortening up that backswing will help, particularly when you're dealing with heavy spins. So the main spins are topspin, the one that rolls this way, and underspin, the one that rolls this way. There's two other spins you might face, and they're literally left or right. So if you see the ball traveling like this toward you, what's going to happen is when that ball bounces, it is going to continue in that direction and kick that way. If you see it spinning this way toward you, it is going to kick in the direction that it is spinning in that direction. You could have combinations of that where you have something like this, which will spin. It'll be harder to read, harder to handle. But basically, whichever way the holes on the ball are spinning, that's where you expect the ball to go. And the shorter you can have your backswing, the less chance of making an error when you're trying to hit those types of shots. Now, there's a technique you can use to track the holes in the ball that'll help you quiet your mind. This comes from the Inner Game of Tennis by Tim Gallwey. I'll put a link down below and up here. It's in our resources page at betterpickleball.com. That's the kind of information that you get when you're a part of our community at Better Pickleball. But in his book, The Inner Game of Tennis by Tim Gallwey, which is one of the seminal books on mental training and the mental aspects of sport, he talks about following the seams on a tennis ball. So the tennis ball doesn't have holes, it has seams on it, but it's the same concept. You're using this technique in order to quiet your mind by making or trying to force your mind to track the balls on the hole, the holes on the ball. what you're going to do is you're going to utilize bandwidth that would otherwise be, maybe criticizing you or thinking about things that doesn't need to be worried about. So what you're going to do is when you're playing, you're going to literally not just look at the ball, which is good advice. You're actually going to try and pick up the holes on the ball and which way they're moving. And it's a twofer because you get the mental part, the mental tranquility of doing that, but you also get the additional feedback of, oh, I noticed the ball's coming this way. That means it's topspin going to bounce into me. This way, it's underspin, backspin, or cut, meaning that it's going to break, it's going to hold up, I might get closer to it, or it's spinning one way or the other, and it's going to kick over in those directions. So picking up this technique of following the holes on the ball as you're playing will give you that twofer of the mental as well as better anticipation of the next shot coming your way. If you like this sort of training, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you want to go deeper, join us inside the Better Pickleball Academy. We have courses just like this that will help you play your best pickleball. I'll see you in the next video.